For us because we're super excited to have the opportunity to work with both GoGrid and HP. By the end of this, we hope we convince you to offer our services through your clouds. And also Pingly, we've met before, and hopefully we can work together in the future as well. My name is Chad Arimura, and I'm the co-founder and CEO of Iron.io. We provide hosted message and task queues for massive scale-out processing. Put simply, we enable small teams to do really big things. More specifically, big things around collecting, processing, and delivering. Collecting, whether it's through sensor data or crawling the web or massive amounts of API data coming in, to processing that data, the raw compute power, the compute power to process images and videos or semantic analysis across that data or aggregation analysis, to ultimately delivering that data to the end user, whether it's through the massive mobile notifications or emails or text messages, whatever. The problem is there's an explosion in data. I heard a stat the other day that more data has been created in the last 2 years than the history before it. And that's insane. But we're being asked to do things with that data on shorter and shorter schedules with smaller and smaller teams. So the problem is that it's really hard to collect, process, and deliver on a lot of data. It requires a lot of infrastructure. And we're here today to talk about infrastructure and managing and monitoring and performance. It takes monitoring of It takes monitoring of all this infrastructure. It takes scheduling software to ensure your jobs run on time. It takes queues to ensure that you have the glue to pass your messages around. It takes complex routing to get data and events between all the servers that you need to do what you want to do. And then you also need persistent storage, and you need logs as well to ensure that everything's running properly. So there's a lot of great companies that provide tool sets to make this job easier. In fact, we may be a customer of Fabric Engine. It sounds really interesting for us. But at the end of the day, developers don't want to deal with that stuff. Our goal is to take that away completely for the developers so that they can access thousands of servers easily with the drop of a hat. That's where Iron.io comes in. How we work is that developers interface with our system through a simple API. They write what's called a worker. It's just a few lines of code, something that processes one image or processes 10 rows of a database, or something that does a unit of work. And then they use our API, which they're all familiar with, simple REST APIs, and then they pass that code to our platform. And then they can run it, or they can schedule it. They can run it once or a million times. It doesn't matter. We scale with them. We provide the magic behind the scenes to provision all the servers, the load balancers, the queues, everything to ensure that it works properly. The developer doesn't even need to know what's going on behind the scene. They just care that their code ran, that their image was processed, that their data came in, it was semantic analysis across it. That's what they care about. Our vision is that they should not have to deal with any of this stuff behind the scenes. Take Submate, for example. They came to us with a problem. They had to send 200,000 notifications, and it was taking them 9 hours with their current infrastructure. 9 hours to do that. That's a problem if you need to send out multiple notifications to your users every day. So they had one of two options. They could provision their own infrastructure. They could fire up their own message queues. There's plenty of great options out there. They could bring in load balancers. They could put monitoring on top. They could log it. They can ensure that everything worked. And then maybe it might work. And they can, it takes 50% of their time to even deal with that stuff. Or they could use Iron.io. They came to Iron.io, and they got that down to 9 minutes. This is a true story. From 9 hours to 9 minutes. But the best part, it was a single developer. In 2 days, it took them to write this code to get on board. That's because we took those notifications and we massively parallelized them across thousands of servers, but they didn't even need to know that. They just ran them, and they all ran. But we do a lot more than just offer simple access to thousands of servers. We offer integrated login and statistics so that you have full visibility into what's going on. The developers do care about their code and that it runs. We also offer advanced alerting, so if their code fails or something goes wrong with one of their workers, we can alert them through a service like PagerDuty or one of the great notification services out there. But the key is that these are features that developers today are building over and over and over again, managing their own stuff. That's a problem. They're spending too much time dealing with stuff that they shouldn't be dealing with. And that's what we do. We bring it to the developers out of the box. It's working. We've logged 50 million tasks through the system, over thousands of projects. We've got paying customers. But the key thing here is that we're doing over 1 million tasks a day now. We've been growing like crazy in the last month. And it's been really a crazy experience so far. Distribution, that's because we have a great distribution strategy. We work with the platforms in the clouds. The platforms love us because they can focus on the user experience of deploying the runtime application. And it's a one-click provisioning of massive scale-out processing with Iron.io. The clouds love us because we provide core critical services of the cloud stack that they may not offer. For example, right now, we're the only cloud message queue on Rackspace Metal, at least that I know of. And so we want to continue to offer these services through the clouds and through the platforms and provide that massive scale-out processing. It was founded by myself and Travis Reeder. We worked together for 3 years on a cloud consulting company. We built scalable applications. We essentially scratched our own itch. We've got a team behind us of 10, mostly developers, so we know what developers want, and we're building something that they love to use. We've been funded by top cloud VCs, Baseline Ventures, Ignition Partners, some of which are here today. Citrix also put money in, Divergent, Cloud Capital Partners. And we really think we're building something that developers love, and they tell us every single day. They say they can scale massively and quickly and easily. They think it's sick. Their minds are blown. It's essential to their business. They can't imagine it going back to the old way, and this is what cloud computing is all about. Thanks, Gareth. Well, we think that Gareth was right because we're seeing core patterns in the cloud stack. We're building repeatable solutions for hard scaling challenges. And then we're able to take those solutions and offer them across every vertical and across every sector. But we're starting small, and we've been doing a great job. So we're here to convince you that we'd love to work with you guys. Thank you.
Great job.